Welcome back to the Queen Sports Club in Bulawayo. We are set for the final session, the third and final session of day one of the second test. And it's an intriguing battle on the opening day of this contest. Zimbabwe reduced to 14 for 3 and fought back quite nicely with a partnership of 133 between PJ Moore and Hamilton Masakadza. 93 to Masakadza. 2 wickets to Roach. He's been very, very good, very consistent, probing, and a wicket for Gabriel as well. It's averaged about 14 degrees on the outside, and it's been gloomy and overcast from the very beginning of the day's play. But in the cold and in the gloom, a real bright spark has been the elder statesman Masakadza. PJ Moore coming in for his first test of this series at the expense of Sean Williams, who pulled up unwell at the beginning of play today, seizing his opportunity. Cast our minds back at Rainsford to 2001 when Masakadza scored a debut test match 100 against the West Indies in Harare. Helped Zimbabwe to draw that test match after succumbing to a 200-run deficit in first innings. Chase starts again. Wonder if we'll see Roach here quickly after tea. The light isn't great.
It'll be a good move. There's a break that has just happened, 20 minutes just to refresh yourself mentally, physically. And generally that's the time where you really want your spearhead bowler to come on and see if those feet are still moving, see if you're still mentally engaged in this partnership of 133. $93, 155 balls. Is this necessary? 3 balls after the tea interval. A little shake of the head. I think he just understands that, Hamilton Masakadza.
They've been tempting and teasing with this offside field. There's no fielder at cover or extra cover. Only 2 fielders offside, a deep mid-off and a backward point. There is turn for Chase. Bowling very straight.
Very obvious where Jason Holder's going with this. He's just going to entice him to play through the leg side. Catch a straight at a, you'd say a straight mid-wicket. He'll try and avert it. With no success up to this point, it's 147 for 3. Bounce and a little bit of glove. High risk shot, you'd say, given the way Zimbabwe have gone about their business. Devendra Bishu, straight after tea. We were talking a little while ago about perhaps Roach could have been the man to take the ball straight after the tee, perhaps get some movement through the air, shine it up, give it a best opportunity to pick up a wicket or break this partnership. But no, they've gone with the leg spin and the off spin of Chase and Bishu.
.47 to Peter Moore. Half century on debut against New Zealand back in 2016. Half century. Another one followed in the almost the next test match.
Two deliveries that could have been penetrated through the offside and picked up two boundaries, but he's found the man on every occasion.
The second half century, Ed was against Sri Lanka. So he had a good start to his test career, sort of tail off with the big scores in subsequent games, but not bad scores, not a bad average over 30.
Yeah, he's got ability with the bat, and he is put in that role, but also as the gloveman, and that is what has seen the exit of him in the side.
.149 for 3.
That's exactly what you're talking about. In 79-71, New Zealand and Sri Lanka, and this is his third best against the West Indies, or the Windies, and a 40 against Sri Lanka. Yeah, that 40 against Sri Lanka in Colombo earlier mid this year, around July, was a crucial one. Stuck around with Craig Irvin at that point and really built up a very good partnership. Similar to this one.
I'll come back to him. Sort of an in-outfield on the leg side, isn't it? A short leg, two men at short mid-wicket, or an orthodox mid-wicket and a short mid-on, right of your screen. Nice single, but there are men behind, deeper than that, long on, as the 150 comes up, deep mid-wicket and deep square, so they're protecting the boundary leg side, but they've also got the men in short and catching.
It's almost as if they've had a discussion at tea with the stat man and said, you're getting a lot of turn, let's go with this plan. This is the plan after tea. This is how we're going to get a breakthrough. This is how we're going to dry up some runs and cause some frustration.
Well, what it does do is that if you're defending to the straight bowling of Chase, when I say straight, the ball is ending up on middle stump, on middle leg stump. The bat pad comes into play, mid-wicket comes into play. And so if you want to go for the big shot, the release shot, there are men in the deep as well as men in the intermediate regions. No one at point. And it goes past that vacant point position. And it will be 50 for PJ Moore. Brings it up with a boundary on his return to the test match scene. His third half century in test match cricket, and again it's come at a well-needed time.
Applause, appreciation, and also understanding of the situation Zimbabwe were in. I think also this crowd appreciates that and knows how important this 50 is.
Oh, lovely, Ross.
154 for 3. Came to the crease at 14 for 3. And this is how he's gone to his 50. PJ Moore does a really looped up delivery. It was racing away from the fielder, Jerome Blackwood. And there's just confirmation of how important this 50 is for Zimbabwe and PJ Moore. Personally for him and also for the team. Only his third in 149 deliveries.
95 to Masakadza.
It's that quicker one. It's almost a slider from Bishu. Overspin. Looking for the LBW. A bit of variation. Been good in the field. West Indies throwing their bodies around. Good looking shot. It'll only be the one. Moves on to 96. Been loyal, the supporters today, in cold weather. Young and old have come out and they've dressed warmly.
Oh!
155 for free.
Six best.
The first 100 partnership of the series for Zimbabwe was grown to 141 between Masakadza and Peter Moore. In the cool conditions here at Queen's Sports Club, it's been a wonderful fourth wicket partnership. Chase continues. Squeeze away for a couple. Not just one.
Milestones. That 50 for PJ Moore, he's just ticked a box. I think Hamilton Masakadza just feeling his way to this 100. And it's almost as if they both want it out the way so they can continue their good work.
It should be a case of just bat. Let's just continue batting. If we continue following the process that we've used since the start of this partnership at 14 for 3, then the 100 is just going to be part and parcel of that. No need to change anything. They've done a great job. Heat Streak has said publicly that Zimbabwe are a team that get better as they go into test series because they play so little. We hope this is a sign of things to come in this test match.
Yeah, they've been disappointed with some of those dismissals and some of the performances in the first test match. So when you're 14 for 3, you sort of think, could it all fall apart? But responsibility and also the desire to really make yourself count in a particular encounter. Has he bowled him? Yes, he has. Totally against the run of play.
Had to be a superb delivery there, but seemed to be more pace on it. It was bowled at 90 kilometers per hour. A lot quicker from Chase. just went on, skidded off the pitch, didn't turn in as previous ones. An excellent delivery to cut short a good knock from Peter Moore. 1-5-6 for 4.
To be Zimbabwean. To be Zimbabwean is to carry the mark of leadership. And leadership begins when you embrace your purpose and take responsibility. These times we're living in are evidence that each one of us was born in this generation for a great purpose. A purpose to shape Zimbabwe's future, a responsibility to carry the promise and live in the Zimbabwe we want. Zimbabwe is waiting for a generation of people who understand the meaning of standing up. You are the stepping stone, the one with the flame of inspiration, the one with the passion, the one who has what it takes to move Zimbabwe forward. It's time to stand up and do what is right. It's time to rise and do your part. It's beyond a privilege. It's an inheritance, a pledge that everyone has to make. So rise, Zimbabwe. Simuka, Zimbabwe. Pakama, Zimbabwe. It's time to pledge, register, and go vote.
It's just gone through the air a lot quicker. And it's almost as if PJ Morg just got into one gear, whereas he was just playing each ball. Attempted run, just maybe indecision. And they finally get through. Hamilton Masakadza finds the funny side of it.
You've got 2 legs there. It's right arm over.
Bishu got Raja both times in the first test match, lofting down, aiming towards mid-on, caught off the leading edge and then cutting one to cover. It's a much better shot. Better balance and control for Raza. The sort of shot that got him dismissed second innings first test.
Better position to play the shot, just maybe losing at the last moment, his body just falling away and being front on. I think what's key for Sakenda Raza is the fact that you need to look at the partnership that was built between PJ Moore and Hamilton Masakadza and the application and the responsibility that was put into that, and have the desire to emulate the same or better.
I don't like starting with that long off for Raza, who's new to the crease. I'd prefer Gabriel to be up saving one, ask Raza to go over his head. Nice shot. Lovely control. And runs away for 4. Beautiful shot to end the over. 1-6-3 for 4.
Really good in how you broke that down, in the sense that it's probably played on the mind of Bishu that he's got to bowl a slightly shorter line because that's where his protection is. And so it gives Sakenda Raza a lot of time off the back foot, and he picks up 4.
All eyes down the other end on Hamilton Masakadza, 34 years of age, on 98 for previous test match hundreds. '99.
He's just waiting for that single to take Hamilton Masakadza to his 5th Test match 100. I'll come back to the point. I think everybody in the Zimbabwean change room just wants him to get past it, so they just continue the good work and just get on with it, because he's looked in such good control. Even though it's a milestone, I understand that, but I think Hamilton Masakadza and Zimbabwe will be thinking bigger things, especially the way that the innings started for them. Oh, here we go. One away. 260 minutes. 169 balls. Just making him wait that little bit longer.
There it is. A proud moment for Hamilton Masakadza. His 5th Test match 100 and 2nd against the West Indies. First as a 17-year-old way back in 2001.
You'd say a very subdued celebration, but man, has it been a good innings. Very, very good. Everybody's appreciating it. Excellent. And as that happens, you can just see in the foreground that it's just started to rain. But that will not take away the excellent innings that has been from Hamilton Masakadza. 5th Test match 100.
His skipper said he wanted Hamilton to convert his starts into bigger numbers. He's duly delivered, but he'll know it needs to be bigger. Would like it to be one of those daddy hundreds that you hear Alistair Cook talks about in the rain. Even the heavens are smiling upon him. Had his fortune on 15. He was dismissed by Shannon Gabriel, but it proved to be a no ball. Who would begrudge him that? Good single. 167 for 4.
This is him going to the milestone. Really good, Hamilton Masakadza. Really, really good, and they appreciate it.
He also had a little fortune of a review given out on 86, which was overturned quite correctly so. And he had that unique celebration. That's what the umpires would do. And Kumar wants to know if he's signaling for a review of the 100. What's he doing, says Kumar. What are you doing, Hamilton? I'm the umpire.
Be amused.
Rain still spitting here.
With and cut away, but there's protection out there for Bishu. Just a struggle today, I think, in terms of his length, just perhaps just dragging it down once too often. And so Jason Holder said, okay, fine, I really need you to bowl, so I'll give you a bit more protection. it's just got a little bit more gloomier at Queen's Sports Club right now, and Jason Holder's probably having a discussion about, is that ball getting wet for the spinners as well, with the rain that has just started to fall. Seems as if it's just getting that little bit harder in terms of how much rain is beginning to fall. Simon Fry, quizzical look, and some are seeking shelter.
I don't think they'll be the only ones in a minute or two. Bring that long off, up to mid-off. 169 for 4. Yeah, consultation between the umpires. I wouldn't be surprised if they go off. It's been a sustained drizzle for maybe about 10 minutes now. The light isn't great. And it's called, yep, they're going to go off. And duly so. Ground staff who've been positioned for some time now will get the covers on the surface. A very combative day so far after Graham Creamer won the toss and elected to bat first. A well-compiled 100 by Hamilton Masakadza.
Yes, it's been good. His ability to put away the bad balls and also pick up these boundary 4s and 6s has been really good from Hamilton Masakadza. Early on, wickets fell all around him, and now can lift his bat with a great reward. 101 off 171 deliveries, and you'd say he scored all around the wicket. Perhaps not as much backward or square on the offside, but really good spread around the Queen's cricket ground. The umpires have asked the ground staff to pull the covers on, and this is why the players are now entering the change room as the rain has begun to fall.
Last Zimbabwean opening batsman to score Test match 100 was our co-commentator Tino Mowoyo back in 2011 against Pakistan.
Yeah, carried his bat in that particular Test match, but this is Zimbabwe's story today on day number 1 of the second Test match. Started really badly, 3 for 14, but Hamilton Masakadza and PJ Moore put on an excellent partnership. PJ Moore was the last wicket to fall off 52. He was bowled off chase, and now Raza has joined the Centurion, Hamilton Masakadza.
Shannon Gabriel picked up a wicket, but what will be playing on his mind was the fact that he could have dismissed Masakadza when Masakadza was only 15. He's since gone on to add over 85 more runs. 1 for 37. 2 wickets for Roach, who was outstanding, 2 for 24. And Roston Chase getting rid of Peter Moore. We'll keep an eye on the weather here, just as much as the umpires, the officials and the ground staff are doing. Hopefully it clears and we can have some more play. We'll take a short break. We'll be back soon enough.
Livecast has been powered by ZimdiTv News, a division of Sly Media Productions, specialists in social media streaming and in-house TV productions. This livecast has been powered by ZimdiTv News, a division of Sly Media Productions, specialists in social media streaming and in-house TV productions.